Hello dear children, it's Naziya Ustad here with the first part of chapter 7, Force and Pressure. In this video, we will learn firstly, force, a push or a pull, and interaction between two objects. Secondly, effects of forces, change in state of motion, change in shape of objects. Force. We hear the usage of this term many times in our day-to-day life. We might not know that we are using it. Opening a door, riding a bicycle, lifting an object are few of the most common things that we perform in our daily lives, and all these require a force. What is a force? Consider a ball lying on the ground at rest. It's not moving. Suppose this player here wants to pass this ball to his teammate who is standing on the other side of the pitch. How will he do that? He needs to make this ball move in the direction of his teammate. So he will kick the ball in the direction of his teammate. When he kicks the ball, we say that he applied a force on the football. Yes, the kick is nothing but the force he applied on the ball. Now suppose that we have a desk here at point A. A person wants to move this desk from point A to this point B. Again, how will he do that? Here he will push the desk towards the point B. In this case, we say that the person applied a force on the desk in order to shift it. The push here is the force that the person applied on the desk. Similarly, when you lift some object from the table, we say that you applied a force on the object. Here the force is applied in the form of lifting. So forces are nothing but actions such as kicking, pushing, lifting, etc. performed on objects. There are many such actions that we can perform. We have already seen few of these. Some more of them are given below. While riding a bicycle, we pedal it continuously to keep it in motion. Here pedaling is the force that we applied on bicycle. Hitting the hammer on the nail is also a force applied on the nail. What about stopping a moving ball? Yes, even stopping the ball means we are applying a force on it. We applied some force to stop the ball. Opening a drawer, plucking the string of a guitar, moving a piece on a chessboard are some of the other actions performed on objects. So performing these actions on objects is nothing but the applying force on them. But these are just a handful of simply too many actions that we can perform on the objects, and it's not possible to write each one of those. But we can categorize all these actions into two basic ones. That is, we can describe all these actions under two actions, namely pushing and pulling. For example, when we open this drawer, we are simply pulling the knob of the drawer to open it. Similarly, when we are drawing or lifting a bucket of water from the well, we are pulling the bucket towards us. What are the actions that we can describe under pushing? Actions such as passing the ball, hitting the hammer on the nails, etc. can be thought of as pushing an object. Are there any actions that can be described under both? Yes, there are. Suppose there is a book on the table. You can either pull it towards you like this or push it away from you like this. So, moving an object can be described under both. Similarly, opening or shutting a door can be thought of as both. So we can safely say that at this point that the forces are nothing but the push or pull applied on objects. Forces are due to interactions between the bodies or objects. What does it mean? Let's go back to our first example of this video. Here, in order to pass the ball to his teammate, the player must move it. That is, he must interact with the ball to move it in the direction of his teammate. He interacts with the ball by kicking it. The ball and the player interact with each other. In second example, in order to move the desk from point A to point B, he must interact with the desk. Now, since we are clear with the basic understanding of what force is, let me put in front of you the definition of force. It states that a force is a push or a pull upon an object resulting from the object's interaction with another object. Consider a ball lying on the ground at rest and not moving in any direction. To move this ball in the forward direction, you need to apply some force on it. When you apply force on it, it starts moving in the direction of force applied. What does it mean? It means that a force can move the object from its state of rest. In other words, a force can set the objects into motion. Let's see what will happen when a force is applied on a moving object. Consider that we are applying a force on this moving ball. This ball is moving in this direction and the force is also applied in the same direction. What did you notice in this case? Does the speed increased or decreased? You can see that the speed of the ball has increased due to the application of the force. What did you understand by this example? We can say that a force can increase the speed of an object. Here the force applied was in the same direction of motion of the ball. That's why the speed of the ball was increased. But let's see, can the force decrease the speed of the object? Yes, it can. Now place your hand in front of the moving ball and obstruct the motion of the ball. What do you observe? We observe that there is change in the direction of the ball, and also the ball comes to rest after traveling some distance. First, the object was moving in this direction and the force was applied by your hand in this direction, which is opposite to the direction of the moving ball. What do we conclude from this? Force changed the direction of the motion of the ball and also reduced the speed of the ball. Now let's list out all the effects observed here. Firstly, speed of the object can be increased when the force is applied in the direction of the motion of the ball. The second thing is, the speed of the object decreases when the force is applied in the opposite to the direction of motion of the object. In fact, it not only decreases the speed but also changes the direction. So, what do we conclude from all these things? We conclude that a force may move the object from rest position. A force may change the direction of an object. A force may increase or decrease the speed of an object. A force may cause more than one of these. We have learned the effects of forces. A force can move the object from its rest position. If the object is already in motion, then its speed can be increased or decreased by the application of force. And a force can change the direction of motion of the ball. Apart from these, a force can do another thing. Let's see what is it. Here we have a sponge ball whose shape is almost similar to a spear. Now hold this sponge ball between your palm and press it. Is it still a spear? No, here we see that it has lost its spherical shape. When you release the ball from your hand, the ball regains its original shape due to its elastic property. You directly applied a force on this ball when you pressed it, and because of this force, there is temporary change in the shape of the ball. If you take a dough instead of this sponge ball, now hold this dough between your palms and press it. You will observe that dough takes a new shape. This dough does not regain its original shape even when you release your palms. Here we can say that there is permanent change in the shape of the dough by this force. To regain the original shape of the dough, we need to apply an external force. What do we learn from these two experiments? A force can change the shape of an object temporarily or permanently. If there is change in the shape of an object, it means that it is experiencing some force. An object cannot change its shape by itself. An external force must be applied to do so. There are so many real-life examples which shows that a force can change the shape of an object. There is change in the shape when we sit on a bean bag, pressing the tube of toothpaste. Stretching a rubber band from the hand causes the change in the shape. Dear children, here I would like to conclude this video, and further concepts will be learnt in the next video. Thank you.